trending stories, and viral updates from around the world.
Pretty close. How are you? Pretty shut.
He's all dressed up today.
President Trump, what's your message to Vladimir Putin, sir? President Trump, you got enough. President Trump, you got enough.
Thank you.
In a pivotal 139-minute meeting at the White House, the long-standing alliance between the United States and Ukraine faced unprecedented strain. On February 28, 2025, President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance engaged in a heated exchange with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, marking a significant shift in international relations.
To have President Zelensky of Ukraine, and we've been working very hard, very close. So we've actually known each other for a long time. We've been dealing with each other for a long time and very well. We had a little negotiation spat, but that worked out great, I think, for both countries. I think for the world, actually, beyond both countries. And we have something that is a very fair deal. And we look forward to getting in and digging and working and getting some of the rare earth. But it means we're going to be inside, and it's a big commitment from the United States. And we appreciate working with you very much. And we will continue to do that. We have had some very good discussions with Russia. I spoke with President Putin, and we're going to try and bring this to a close. It's something that you want and that he wants. We have to negotiate a deal, but we've started the confines of a deal, and I think something can happen. The big thing is put in far more than they have, and I think they should equalize.
We spoke about this in detail with the Prime Minister, the Foreign Secretary, and others at lunch yesterday, and I know that Secretary of Commerce Lutnick followed up in private meetings last night. This is really important. We believe Americans have the right to speak their mind, even if we in this room disagree with them. They have the right to speak their mind in the public square, which is often online these days. And we're going to defend that right as it pertains to American companies and American citizens vigorously if we have to. I do think that under the President's leadership, we're going to find common ground with our friends in the UK on this country, and we'll fight for it for American citizens.
Well, we actually spoke to them about that yesterday, and we thought they took it very, very much too far. J.D. was very strong on it. So was I. So was Marco, and we've been speaking to him about it. Marco, would you like to say something about that?
We have concerns, obviously, with the conduct of those, particularly as it impacts Americans. And there's real concern that American speech, which is online, could fall into the hands of the British or any country's jurisdiction. And so this is a point the Vice President made in Munich, and I think it's a very compelling one that what unites us with Europe, as much as anything else, is these shared values, and one of them being free speech. And so if Americans are threatened by it, we're going to need to take action in that regard.
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you are not
President,
strong...
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
That.
You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering
position
on
to
this
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
I'm not
cards.
playing cards.
But right now, you don't.
Yeah,
you're playing cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're gambling
I'm
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You're
gambling with World War III.
What are you
You're
thinking
gambling
about?
with
What are you
World
thinking
War
about?
III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. It's
with
back
all
to
respect to
you.
your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot of times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank you?
Even today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Excuse me, that was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards. It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this, I tell you.
Just say thank you.
I said a lot of times thank you to American people.
Except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on out here. I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards.
Thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
Tell you
You're
again,
running low on soldiers.
Listen, please,
you're running
Mr.
low on
President.
soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go, and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
With guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
The meeting, intended to strengthen ties, quickly devolved into a confrontational dialogue. President Trump and Vice President Vance openly criticized President Zelensky, challenging his stance on key issues. This unexpected turn of events left diplomatic circles worldwide in shock. President Zelensky sought firm security assurances from the U.S. in light of ongoing tensions with Russia. However, President Trump was hesitant to provide concrete commitments, reflecting a departure from previous U.S. foreign policy. A significant portion of the discussion centered around a proposed minerals agreement. President Trump emphasized the economic benefits for the U.S., while President Zelensky expressed concerns about Ukraine's sovereignty and environmental implications. European leaders, alarmed by the U.S.'s shifting stance, convened urgently to discuss bolstering their own defense mechanisms. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer announced a £1.6 billion export finance deal to support Ukraine's air defense capabilities. NATO's position. Concerns about NATO's unity emerged, with discussions about increasing defense spending and reducing reliance on U.S. military support. NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte highlighted the need for European nations to take greater responsibility for their security. Global implications. This diplomatic rift has broader consequences. Russia's stance. President Vladimir Putin, emboldened by the discord among Western allies, may perceive this as an opportunity to advance Russia's strategic interests in Eastern Europe. China's observations. China is closely monitoring the situation, potentially reassessing its foreign policy strategies in regions like Taiwan, given the apparent fractures in Western alliances. The 139-minute confrontation between Presidents Trump and Zelensky has not only strained U.S.-Ukraine relations, but also sent ripples across the global political landscape. As nations recalibrate their foreign policies in response, the future of international alliances remains uncertain. In a heated exchange, Trump and J.D. Vance accused Zelensky of disrespecting America. Trump then publicly announced that he had expelled Zelensky from the meeting. On Saturday, Trump hinted that all U.S. military aid to Ukraine would soon be halted. Many in Ukraine now fear even harsher consequences. Engineers are urgently seeking an alternative to Starlink, the Elon Musk-owned satellite system vital for battlefield communications. Losing it could cripple frontline operations, cutting off real-time drone surveillance. Additionally, if the U.S. stops intelligence sharing, Ukraine may struggle to locate and strike enemy positions, even deep inside Russia.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned with us and hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons.